Welcome to this masterclass explainer. Today, we're diving straight into exactly how facilitators, career coaches, educators, and HR leaders can guide professionals out of the absolute chaos of modern resumes. Look, if you work with people who are navigating career changes, entering the workforce, or frankly just trying to stay afloat in this unpredictable job market, you already know the old systems are breaking down. So we're going to step into a real facilitator brief today. We'll be walking step by step through the practical frameworks of the discussion guide and the companion workbook, so you can actually help your clients build an undeniable, worker-owned record of professional truth. Let's be real about the core problem we're facing right now. AI has made professional surfaces incredibly easy to generate. I mean, literally, anyone can spin up a perfectly polished cover letter or a resume in about 5 seconds flat. But because it's so easy to generate, it's become incredibly hard to actually trust. So what happens when a system asks for real evidence, but all a worker has is a highly polished AI summary with zero context? Well, that is exactly the gap we're learning how to close today. Here is our syllabus for today's explainer. We'll be moving through 6 key phases: escaping surface chaos, guiding the mindset shift, building the evidence layer, mapping claims to evidence, governing privacy and AI, and finally, rendering the professional record. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Escaping Surface Chaos. This right here is the foundational vocabulary you've got to establish with your group from day one, the difference between the resume and the record. On the left, we have the resume. It's just a surface rendering. Sure, it's easily generated and summarized, but it is extremely fragile because it totally lacks context. Now on the right, we have the record. This is the deep, worker-owned evidence layer beneath that surface. It holds the meaningful work, the actual constraints, the artifacts, and the living memory. You really have to help your clients realize that they've probably been spending all their time polishing the surface while completely neglecting their actual evidence layer. Moving right along to Section 2, Guiding the Mindset Shift. Before you even hand out a single workbook template, you can use this precise meeting timeline from the discussion guide to structure your session. Just notice how it naturally flows. You spend the first 10 minutes just establishing that the resume is no longer enough. Then you move into a shared discussion about the trust problem. Ask them directly where they've seen AI distort truth. After that, you transition into role-specific breakouts. Are they job seekers, parents, HR leaders? Give them targeted questions. Finally, you close out with a reflection on dignity. This structure is absolutely crucial because it ensures participants understand the why before they ever touch the tools. Now, as a facilitator, enforcing these boundaries is non-negotiable. It is going to be so incredibly tempting to jump straight into resume optimization, but you have to resist that urge. Also, never force vulnerable disclosures. Don't put people on the spot to share sensitive health issues or employment gaps in a public setting. And whatever you do, do not skip the dignity boundary. You have to remind your group that this record exists to help them navigate systems, but it absolutely does not prove their human worth. Employability is not and never will be a measure of human dignity. All right, Section 3, Building the Evidence Layer. You'll want to start your clients off with the surface audit. It's a really brilliant exercise where they just list out all the surfaces representing them right now. You know, their resume, their LinkedIn profile, their portfolio. Then you ask them to pinpoint exactly what those surfaces are failing to prove. Like, what real gritty work are they letting a simple job title summarize way too quickly? This helps them clearly see which parts of their professional story are currently carrying way too much unverified weight. Next up is the minimum viable record. This is a wonderfully low-friction tool. The goal here is helping workers build a weekly capture habit without triggering totally overwhelming burnout. You just ask them to answer 5 simple questions. What happened? What did I actually contribute? What evidence exists? What claim could this support? And, super importantly, what should not be shared? If you can get your clients into this habit before a crisis hits, like before a layoff or a forced transition, they are going to have an absolute goldmine of evidence waiting for them when they need it. Which brings us to Section 4, Mapping Claims to Evidence. So, we introduced this vital workbook concept called claim maturity. Have you ever noticed how people feel intense pressure to sound more impressive than they actually are? Or how AI tends to totally hallucinate skills that a person doesn't even have? Well, claim maturity is the system that stops workers from exaggerating under pressure, and it stops AI from writing checks their experience just can't cash. With this calibration table, you can sit down and honestly audit your client's claims. Are they claiming to be an absolute expert in something? Okay, let's check the maturity. Is it verified with strong, shareable evidence? Or is it honestly just aspirational, a goal they have with zero support yet? Or maybe it's emerging, meaning they're currently in the process of learning it. Using this table helps your clients lower the confidence level on weak claims, but at the same time, it helps them find incredible hidden strength in the work they actually can prove. It is an incredibly freeing exercise for them. Picture this. Your client is totally freezing up in an interview. They're nervous and they start just giving these vague, heavily summarized answers. You'll use the interview rehydration exercise to fix this. It builds on that classic STAR method, but adds a massive, much-needed layer of context. You help them restore the scale, the actual constraints they worked under, and their true authority. What were the limits? What was the real operational problem-solving involved? This completely prepares them to deliver rich, truthful answers without feeling the need to invent details on the spot just to sound impressive. Let's shift gears to Section 5, Governing Privacy and AI. Before your clients share anything or before they paste a single word into an AI chatbot, you absolutely must walk them through these privacy tiers. Not all evidence is meant for public consumption. Some things can be public, some must be redacted so only the metadata is shown. Some things are strictly private memory or interview memory only, meaning, yeah, you can talk about it, but you don't hand over the actual documents. And finally, the do not upload tier. You have to ensure they are actively protecting client data, employer-owned materials, and personal family details from getting vacuumed up by AI systems. To actually use AI safely without losing their integrity, teach your group to follow these 4 steps to create an AI provenance and integrity log. Step 1, document the original source material. Step 2, record the exact prompt they used. Step 3 is so critical. Review the AI output and explicitly mark the claims the AI just invented that need to be rejected. And step 4, establish the final human-reviewed output. This creates a fully auditable log that proves, beyond a doubt, that they are the authors of their own truth, even when they're using AI to help find the right words. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, Rendering the Professional Record. This quote right here is the absolute foundational design principle you must impart to everyone you facilitate. The record serves the worker does not feed the system. All of this organization, the workbooks, the logs, all of it exists solely to protect the worker. It is not here to create some permanent surveillance node for employers. The worker has to maintain complete agency and control over their own record. And this all builds up to the ultimate goal of the entire framework, portable proof. Empowering the worker to pull from their secure, private vault to generate highly accurate resumes, targeted portfolios, or powerful transition narratives. Because they actually have that deep evidence layer, they can render the exact right surface for the exact right context. And the best part? They can do it without ever apologizing for a nonlinear career path, a caregiving gap, or a military transition. The proof is portable, and it belongs completely to them. I'll leave you with this final provocative thought for your own practice as a coach or leader. As a facilitator, how will you help your clients protect their dignity and agency in the age of AI? Are you merely optimizing your clients for a broken system by making their resumes just a little bit shinier? Or are you ready to help them build an undeniable, worker-owned record of professional truth? Look, the surface chaos isn't going anywhere, but with these tools, your clients don't have to be trapped in it anymore. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and good luck out there facilitating the evidence transition.